What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel for war number 2 of the season. This war, I assigned myself a few more fights. I think I have 5. And we're up against Extinction, which is one of our old friends, or a few of our old friends are in this line, so there was a little bit of smack talk on the line at first. Section 1, there was 2 empty lanes, so we had basically 3 backups, so I had no fight in Section 1. Section 2, I have Domino on the same node as last war. This time I use a tech power boost as well, so this fight's going to go 10 times better than it did in war number 1, so you can see a huge improvement over the first war. She's gaining power like crazy right there, but luckily she throws her special 2. Here the power drain, the infection, everything's working out pretty good. Got a little bit, I myself get a little bit lucky with her not proccing Lucky too much. Throw an SP2 and it basically gives me, it does give me another SP2. And this fight was over really fast. Went super awesome. And the next fight is almost exactly what you saw in the previous war video, but on a different kinetic transference node, so it's Warlock against Apocalypse again. So just like the previous war, I have to do a lot of dex block decks on the SP1. I think the first SP1, I take it to the block and dex the final beam. Power drain's working really well here. I don't think power drain works in section 1, so in section 2 it's nice. Or it's 90% less effective. So here I just take 2 beams to the block and then dex the third one. But then I realized I don't want to do that, so dex block dex. Just trying to build to an SP2 and feel like it's taking forever. And not a single crit in that SP2. I don't even know, maybe it's the node aspect of evolution or something like that, but like, I'm not critting at all. It's gotta be something with the node. SP2 in this fight's done. My next fights are on Boss Island, and they're okay. So I have an Eye Hulk on Safeguard. So as for every fight, boost big. They've given us so many compensation items over the last few months that it's easy to keep all your boosts maxed out all the time. So we're gonna go with Mole Man here, and I'm gonna use a lot of heavies, and I'm gonna do a lot of mistakes. And the plan is to get to Frenzy, so I can make it bleed a little bit. I only have 1 point in deep wounds, so it's not gonna be that great at bleeds, but I'm trying to bait the special ones in this fight. But sometimes I just say screw it and push them to SP2 anyways. Just the SP1 is so easy to dex. SP2 I usually just let throw these rocks into the block. This is a really long fight too. Borderline timeout. And it just kind of keeps going like this till we fight. There, completely whiffed a heavy attack, and I'm not gonna lie, the unstoppable screws me up sometimes. The font, the size of the bird, the color, everything sometimes makes you think that it's my invulnerability boost that's gone. And I think earlier I did actually get hit. And I don't even know if I have any invulnerability boost left at this point. So I'm playing as if, you know, I don't have an invulnerability boost to rely on. But here we are 2 minutes into the fight and he's still at 50-something%. Spending too much time trying to bait these specials. So yeah, I'm going to parry heavy a few times until we can get into frenzy. Here it's going to get my special 2 out of frenzy. Just, you know, not managing the fight properly. There we go, now we're in frenzy. Wasting all the frenzy away here. And there, he just didn't want to throw any specials, this guy. But it's like the last minute we got him down only 10%. So it's time to get going here. Luckily we get a decent SP2 and we're getting some really good bleeds out of this now. At this point, I don't even think I would have cared about him getting to SP2. I was just looking at the clock and I'm like, man, it's go time, because I know he's gonna regen. He's got 14 charges. So I'm trying to get to frenzy one more time. But you see, like, again, the clock is ticking. See, there I got hit. Went unstoppable, kind of screwed me up. And then here we go. So now he's immortal. He's about to regen, so I have to be very careful when he regens. You know, and he had pretty good regen there, so a minute left. Luckily I was still in frenzy through the SP2, got some good bleeds out of it. Really, this fight I wasted a 200% skill boost because of safeguard, so whatever. And then same thing for the 12% on the specials, so. But anyways, that fight's down, barely lost any health, mostly to block damage. I did get a few hits. Now we have another Magneto, this time he's on Polka Dot. So we're gonna switch the class boosts to Mystic. And we're going to go with an advanced power boost. I was thinking about using a pre-fight there, but didn't have to. So they're getting a nice little intercept. That's probably the only scary part with Sorcerer, the way I play her against Magneto, is you have to intercept a few times and early. This fight I didn't use an invulnerability boost. So here I'm thinking about launching an SP3, but then I launch it in Fury mode, which is not too bad. I'm going to get the damage, but I wanted to launch it in the other mode so I can get slow. But it does some pretty good damage. This fight doesn't go perfectly smooth either. I think I will eat a few hits, but high ground doesn't seem to cause many problems for me in this fight. I think I even pushed him to an SP2 at one point, which is not something I like doing. I don't even know if I had a regen rune locked in, so we'll find out. I know I'm accidentally gonna parry one time too. Here I got extremely lucky. I threw the SP2 into nothing and he decided to attack. So hit him, so chalk that up to pure luck. So there I accidentally parried. And for some reason I'm extremely lucky. Here too, look, throw SP2 into his block. combo. Imagine if that was SP2 that he threw, I would have been in some deep trouble here. But now he's getting dangerously close to an SP3. So I just take that to the block. Luckily, I had a regen going. That's probably what I like most about Sorcerer Supreme, is that the sustainability. Because I screw up a lot, as you can see in my war videos. I think this fight is about to be finished. And the last fight is Spider-Gwen on Brute Force. So I do have a Wags pre-fight here from Ink. Heal up Mole Man a little bit, but it was funny that I found out after I went in the fight that Wags does nothing because Mole Man is not a hero, he's not metal. So Limber actually does come into effect, and I find it out luckily not the hard way in this fight. I was actually more concerned about baiting her specials so that I don't get degen to death. And that was pretty good there. And unlike I Hope, where I could parry and heavy and build to a frenzy in this fight, I don't want to at all. I don't want to get to frenzy, because then I won't have an evade counter. Luckily for me, she's throwing her specials willingly, and I barely ever get degened here. At this point, I can't even tell that Limber is a problem, because my reaction speed was pretty good. But I'm gonna parry her right there. That's when I noticed. I was like, whoa, something's weird. And of course, after the fight, there were some messages in my battle group saying that Wags does nothing for Mole Man on this node. I was like, oh. And then this fight was basically done. So this war went really well for us. It went bad at first. Anyways, our battle group went perfect, 50-0. But our alliance did not have a great war. Luckily, we won because they had a worse war than us. But anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for stopping by the channel. Hope you enjoyed some of these fights. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Take care.